So we had this idea. What if we didn't have power? What if we didn't have water? How long could we make it? Could we last a week? Well, we're gonna find out. So here's the scenario. What if the power went out because of the weather? What if water stopped running because of some man-made cause? Could we handle it? Could we be prepared for it?
How am I gonna have water to do dishes or warm water at that?
How would you cook your food?
How am I gonna get water to cook?
Could you keep all those groceries available to eat every day? Hey, gots to have our coffee.
With no running water, how are we gonna wash our hands? How are we gonna do the laundry?
And how are we gonna stay clean? I know that thing won't work without water. Hey, not gonna be able to watch our shows. What are we gonna do at night?
How are we gonna stay warm while we sleep? Or stay warm completely?
So all these things we're gonna work on this week and see what we can get prepared for. On this week, with no power, no water, how are we gonna eat, sleep, and survive? Let's find out. All right, it's our usual Sunday night dinner, but it's by candlelight. Kind of romantic, but this is gonna be us all week.
This meal's great because all we have to do is cut up cheese, and we have sliced meat and apples and oranges, so didn't have to cook anything, which is always a plus when you don't have electricity. Easy cleanup too.
So what do you think? No power, no water for the week? Think we can do it?
It's gonna be tough.
It's already starting to get a little cold in here. It is end of October and it's getting down to about 30 degrees at night. Think you can stay warm enough to resist turning the heat on?
Oh, that's gonna be hard. I'm pretty cold-blooded, so.
Yep. First day or two, I think it's gonna be a big challenge. Okay, it's already hard to resist trying to turn on electrical, turn on lights, turn things on like we're just used to doing all the time.
Just turning on the faucet to use the water, wash your hands. It used to be so much easier. Now it's gonna be. You're gonna appreciate what you had, definitely.
We have a big hole in me. You're very close. Wow, look.
That's all it does. I wish I had one that had a whistle. Fine.
Okay, we're making coffee kind of the old-fashioned way with our unplugged coffee maker, just pouring it over the hot water over the coffee.
I think coffee's done.
All right, our first morning. Let's see how this coffee tastes. Yep, that'll work. It's maybe not quite as strong, but still really delicious. So even though we don't have power and we don't have water,
You always have fresh eggs to make in the morning. Oh, we have gas, that's fine.
so we have our propane stove and we just start it with a lighter. And of course today we'll have to get everything from our fridge moved over into coolers since power's off to that, but our eggs, being fresh from the chickens, didn't have to be in the refrigerator, so she's cooking those up right now. Alright, well let's talk toilet. Obviously we could still use that toilet because we could still fill water in the back. And we have got a well here, and we'll show you that, and we could use that to put here in the back so we could still flush using the toilet. But at night, what if we don't have water sitting here ready to go to flush? So we thought, composting toilet, what can we do? We thought about building some type of seat, sides, something like that, but we found we're gonna have to buy a seat anyways, and we found this seat at the store called a luggable loo. We will link in the description, but basically how that's gonna work, we take a 5-gallon bucket, we're just doing a liner in there just so it makes it easier to toss out, and then we're gonna attach this seat all the way around. That's ready to go. It's got a seat that seals down and holds down to keep in any odors. And then we have got some wood chips. 1 cup of wood chips for number 1 and 2 cups for number 2. So we'll have that sitting right next to it. And if you guys excuse me, I need to go sit on the pot. I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna go to the bathroom, but easy peasy, portable, composting toilet. What do you think, buddy? Can you go to the bathroom on there?
Yeah.
All right, I wanted to show you the setup we have in the house, doing the dishes, cooking, washing the hands, different stuff like that. We had got a big, I think this is a 5-gallon tub of water, has a little spigot on it, and you can fill up pots of water, wash your hands, got the soap right here, and got drinking water, we got some bottled water, different options to kind of use for our drinking water and for cooking. And what I just do is I fill up my tea kettle up with water and boil it on the stove to get it nice and warm for my washing the dishes. If we need to wash hands, whatever, if it's too cold, I'll warm it up a little bit. I can put it to my sink, add soap to it, add the cold water to it, and wash my dishes. So in the bathroom, I have the same setup. I have a big jug of water, running water right here, and the soap, and it makes it really easy to wash your hands. And washing the boys, I can just soap them up real quick and wash them off a little bit, and then they can get ready for bed.
How are we gonna get water? It's really cold out here, sorry. Well, first thing is, we actually got a well house. So we've always had this well here, but it's not hooked up to the house. So that's one of the things we had to figure out was, can we use this water? How are we gonna get it? And is it okay to drink or what? So let me first show you how we get it. So it is actually right below these boards right here. So all I did was tie this cord up to that board there, and then I made hooked on this deal here. I don't know a whole lot about wells, but common sense would tell me I need a bucket that's heavy enough to sink into the water. So between the metal clip and this bucket, I was hoping it would work. I've done it a couple times now, and it's doing just fine. So now I just need to move this board out of the way. All right, so way down there, maybe about 30 feet down, is the actual water. So let's pull some up. And guys, we are taking extra precautions with this. We don't know much about well safety, but we know we don't want to fall down that, and we are definitely not letting our kids in this door while we have this partially uncovered. Typically have many boards so you can walk over 5 different boards and you'll never fall in. Mom's away. Let's hit the water. There we go. It's now tipped. So I let it sink a little bit and then I can pull it up. We have got the water pulled up out of the well. It is now right there. So it's about 2 gallons. When we fill up the water for the animals, we fill up these 5-gallon buckets. It usually takes about 2 5-gallon buckets every morning. One with the main flock and then another one for all the other chicken tractors, brooders for the birds. So that's 5 times pulling that up at night or in the morning to get to that water. Now you may ask yourself, are you using that water? Is it tested? Is it safe? Great question. We looked into that. We actually got a well water test. We tested the water last week. It came back fine for everything, but we did not quite feel safe drinking it ourselves. So we're okay giving it to the animals. We're okay using it for things around the yard. But as far as ingesting it ourselves, we would want to run it through another filter and just don't have that here this week. So we are not ingesting this water, but that is how we are getting the water for our animals. All right, it is gonna get really cold tonight. Tonight is gonna be the coldest night of the week. It's gonna get down to 24 degrees. Brr. So we're gonna do a couple things. Becky was looking up how to keep a house warm. So she was saying find a location in the house, preferably with less outer walls, but all of our rooms have outer walls in our house. So we are gonna make this living room a great room that we all share tonight. So collectively be all together. We are going to do our best to cover all the windows, to insulate this room, use lots of blankets and pillows, and warm this room and this room alone, protect it from everything else to get it as warm as possible. We also got a propane heater. So this is called a Mr. Heater Portable Buddy. I've got a link for it through our Amazon affiliate link, and found got one of those little portable propane bottles right there. Let's see if this works. I lit the pilot light and you can see it right down in there. Turning it to the low setting, there it goes. So that flame right down here is lighting this whole deal. So we couldn't quite find out how long this little propane bottle will last. So we're lighting it here at about 6 o'clock. We'll see, this room is about, so it's somewhere between like 300 and 400 square feet. This is supposed to keep a 200 to 300 square foot room warm. I can already feel the warmth just right over here. So that's feeling really good. So we'll let you know how it goes.
This is goulash. This is one of the best meals to make when your refrigerator has no electricity. You throw everything and anything in your pot and try to use up as much stuff you have in the refrigerator. We got our kerosene lanterns. These are new. You just turn this up, the wick up, to do as much flame as you want.
Do you think that provides any heat?
I don't think it does too much. Maybe just a little bit.
So mostly just for light.
Yeah.
The food's good. Are you eating your food?
That is not good.
I think it's delicious.
No.
Uriah, you eating your food?
No.
Yummy. 8:30, 57 degrees in the house. Heater went out. Let's see, we turned it off because it was getting too hot in that room. And then now it's 25, 30 degrees outside. We started it again this morning and it went out. So that little tank of propane ran out of juice. So we had to put a second one on, but it's just getting going, so. Really cold morning. Good thing I had water. We put it inside just to keep it from freezing out here. And then at least I don't have to go digging for water in the well this morning. I'm gonna knock out the chores real quick. Get in and eat some breakfast. So we're working on refrigeration today, and of course we've got our refrigerator, power's turned off, so it doesn't work, doesn't keep things cold. So we've been moving things over into our coolers with ice. Our other option is well, to refrigerate something, I read it needs to be between 32 and 40 degrees. For a freezer, it needs to be below 32 to freeze. So right now outside it is right about 40 degrees. So you could actually keep things outside. We have animals, so we can't really safely keep things around them. We thought about using our cellar down there, but it's not cold enough. It's actually pretty well sealed, and I don't really want to make that any colder because that cold air is just gonna come up through the house. It's pretty drafty from the cellar into the house. So our refrigerator, our cooler, keeping things outside, and then also we have got this generator. We borrowed it. And so we are going to try to get this running, and then we can plug our refrigerator into this generator, get it back up to a cool temperature, and just from time to time get it to a spot we need to, so we don't have to keep some of the things in ice, things that are like our milk jugs that are in cardboard boxes, things like that. So we don't want to run this all the time, but we can at least get our fridge to a cool temperature. So let's see if we can get this thing going. I've never started a generator, by the way, so it looks kind of like a mower. Hoping I can figure this thing out. So it turns out you need gasoline for a generator to start, so I don't see any gas in here. I'm gonna go get some gas and then come back and try this again. So I made that look easy, but I had to get some other eyes on that generator because I couldn't get it going. So we finally got it going. So now we can get the refrigerator going again. You can hear the generator kind of take a little hit there when that powered up and the light flickered a little bit. So the generator's right there, coming through this window. Not ideal, but it'll get our refrigerator cooled up, and then start to move things into the coolers. So that's how we refrigerate without power. Ah, it's Halloween, and it's snowing. How ridiculous. We picked a great week to turn off the power.
Yay, snow! Now we can play in snow!
Let's see if we can catch some snow.
Yeah.
Come over here. I got one. Can you catch one? Can you catch one on your tongue?
Yeah.
Put your tongue out.
Look.
Put your tongue out.
Look. One in my eye.
You catching any?
Yeah. We got one. We got one. We got one.
You got it?
Yeah. Wait, it's snowing. We see it grip.
Woo! Brr. Brr. It's cold.
Brr.
Are you cold?
Yeah.
Alright. Brushing our teeth by candlelight. Here, buddy. Sit on me. Okay, so of course we don't have our running sink, but we have our water out of a spout right there. Go ahead and turn that on. Good job, buddy. Alright, you ready for bed?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go see. Another cold night. Second night in a row. It's going to get down into the low 30s, high 20s. So we're going to need to do some more propane heat tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. November 1st. It is freezing in here. Oh my goodness. So I've been trying to get some work done here in the house. I've been turning on this handy dandy Mr. Heater. I know it's really dark. Anyways, it takes those smaller bottles of propane, and we are on our third bottle of propane. Each one's like $3.50, $4 a piece, something like that. We started that 2 days ago, so we did 2 that first night. The next bottle lasted us last night because we didn't use it a whole lot. Not doing bad, but it is just really hard to function. So here we're 4 days into this, and it is draining our energy. Whenever I go do something, or if I sit down, I feel really tired, and we're getting 8 hours of sleep, so it's crazy. So it's just, we're really tired from constantly being cold, which is tough. So I've got like 4 layers on of shirts and pants and socks, and this hat like hasn't come off in 2 days, and we've really enjoyed the convenience of modern life and technology, and it's just been tough this week to not be able to enjoy heat when it is 40 degrees out right now, 45 degrees, something like that out, and it's 50 degrees here in the house. So it's just, it's really tough, but we have three and a half more days here to make the best of it, see what we can learn, find ways to just make it through the week. And I'll tell you, the thing that I've been the most surprised about is that our daily habit of ending the night in front of the TV, just kind of zoning out, hasn't really been an issue. It's something that is weird that we just haven't watched TV all week, but we sit down, the kids ask, can we turn on TV? And we say no, and then we just kind of hang out, and it's dark and everybody goes to sleep. So we don't stay up late, so that's an extra 2-3 hours of sleep that we're getting that we normally get. Now we're getting up with the sun, which before we kind of went to bed late and got up a little later. So now we're just kind of going a little bit more with the daylight. So let's go warm up.
I'm gonna show you how, I've been washing my dishes all week. I've been heating up water for the hot water for the sink and getting it ready, getting it all soapy, and then washing the dishes. Got a helpful hint for you. When you have no electricity, no lights, it's easiest if you clean while it's daylight. Like if I'm sitting here waiting for the hot water to get hot, it's a good time to pick up the toys, and especially the ones closest to the doorways, because when it's dark, you won't see them. Helpful hint number 2 is to sweep while it's daytime, because I know the messes are made during mealtime, but you won't be able to see the crumbs and stuff on the floor when it's dark. My hot water is almost ready, so I'm going to go ahead and fill up partly of cold water. This is the well water that we're using. It's definitely not as fast. And our hot water. I'm gonna save some of that because I need some hot tea. I usually fill up my sink all the way so I can get a lot of dishes done. Usually I do have a lot of dishes, but when you're just going by minimum, you don't do as much. You don't dirty as many dishes as you normally do. So just a few and you get by. And that's how I did the dishes all week.
So where does it feel better? Outside or in the house?
Feels better outside.
Sure does.
A little rainy.
A little misty, but it's warmer out here.
I opened the door and raced them to the thing.
Oh, the white one's waiting on you. Woo! That's how you get a job done.
It wakes you up in the morning.
Alright, we're gonna get our water for the animals this morning. So, I wouldn't want to have to do that all day every day, but this week we can get just a little under 3 bucketfuls. We can fill a 5-gallon bucket.
The bath water's about ready for the boys. They're gonna take a quick little bath. I got the water heating on the stove, and I've got a couple buckets of water already in the tub. I'm just gonna do enough just to get them cleaned, but it's better to do it during the day than at night, because then I can't see it all.
It's always happens.
All right, we're just gonna wash up really fast and get out and get warm.
You like bath time? Yeah. Yeah. Clean the water? Yeah. Yeah.
As you might be able to tell, I've gone a couple days without washing my hair. It's flat from wearing a hat all day and getting kind of gross. So I'm gonna wash it in the sink. It's easier and takes less water since we're limited on that. And I've warmed my water up in my kettle. I'm gonna wash it in the sink. Real easy, but I guess that's how you do it. It's like camping in your house, pretty much. But I'm just gonna let it air dry, or I might just end up putting it up.
So we are here playing Uno by candlelight, and okay, that green you can see, but we can't. It's too dark in here. So greens and blues are the same color to us. So that's the advantage of playing by candlelight. Just sitting here, hanging out, eating Halloween candy, enjoying another night with no power.
Yeah, No power.
Oh, Mom won. Boo.
Okay.
All right, we are getting ready for bed. We are in the living room. We're going to show you our cozy company. I don't know if you can see this at all. So Mom and the boys are laying down here reading a book. We've got sleeping bags on the floor. Of course, it is too cold to spread us out all over the house because it's been in the 50s every night. Below that, outside in the 40s and even into the 30s. And 20s the first night. But to keep us all warm, we're bundling in one room. We are sealing up the room. That's a blanket over the front door. We've got that door sealed. We pulled this sheet down here over the walkway into the kitchen. And then we've got some sleeping bags here on the couch for a couple kiddos. And then we've got a sleeping bag set up right down here.
With my little eye, something begins with C.
Crab.
A crab.
Crab.
It's Friday and we have been wearing a lot of our clothes, layering up, and so we need to do some laundry. So we're going to do a little bit of laundry. We're going to show you two methods that we can think of when you don't have power or water. First, we're just going to wash them in the kitchen sink. I've warmed up some water. I usually wash them with cold water, but I'm washing them by hand and it's cold in here. It's not really cold. It's kind of a warm day today. A little 47 outside. So we're going to hang them outside to let them dry in the sun. And so I've warmed up the water just a little bit so my hands are not freezing and I don't get any colder than I am. So a little bit of warm water that I warmed up. This is the wash station, and then I'll rinse on this side, and then I'll wring them out as much as I can and station them here. I've washed clothes by hand, but not this many. All right, first garment is done. Two down. This is gonna take some time. There's another method we're gonna show you. Not everybody's gonna have this machine, but we found one, so we're gonna show you. We're over at my mom and dad's house. They have this old washer that's in the barn. It was in the barn for a while. They had used it a long time ago. That we thought it'd be fun to try out to see if it still worked, washing our clothes in it. And I think it still works. It's a Speed Queen. Let's try it out.
And of course this week we are not using traditional power, so we've got our generator here. It is 4:15 and 51 degrees, and we are doing laundry outside. Alright, so it's got a built-in dryer, right?
No, it's a built-in wringer.
A built-in wringer, okay. what do you think? Could you do laundry outside in the winter? No.
Morning.
Oh, hi there. Good morning.
I turned the heat on for us.
Alright.
Good morning, little guy. Kind of cold in here in the morning. So I thought I'd turn on the heat. Good morning. Morning. How'd you sleep? Good. Good job. Baby!
Good morning.
Morning!
Good morning. Good morning. We eating our eggs? Yep.
Yeah. Eat.
Hi, good morning. It is Saturday. It is our final day of no power, no water at the home. We're gonna do our chores here this morning, and we'll show you all the little. You're moving the camera on me, but and we'll show you how our day goes. Bedtime, Saturday night. Power comes on in the morning. Thanks for joining us on our journey. We'll see you tomorrow.
Out of the darkness, into the light.
Good morning, good morning. It is the day we have all been waiting for. We get our power and water back. Glorious day. Let's start with this water. It's back on. All right, here comes our power. Hey! Let's test her out. Yippee! Are you happy about that?
Yes.
Ooh. Is that what you're most excited about? You said, yeah, you can't even talk to me. You excited for your TV back?
Yeah!
Alright guys, thanks for watching our video. We just wanted to wrap it up, let you know how the week went from our perspective, the things that were difficult, and what we're happy to have back. So of course we went the week with no power, no water, and something as I'm editing, I see we didn't mention. Of course you're gonna think, how did you have power for your camera? And so we had our shed that's on a different circuit. We had the chickens under a heat lamp in there, our chicks and our ducks, and we were able to power our devices over there. So it wasn't something that we used on a regular basis, but it's something that we had to use to keep our camera going. Looking back on the week, what were the difficulties? What were things that were difficult to do?
Laundry, because it takes a lot more water than I had realized to do laundry. Like, if you were washing it, yeah, that's fine, but when you rinse it, you drain the water after a while and then drain it, you know, try to get all the soap out of it. I probably didn't get a whole lot of the soap out of the clothes, so that was harder. I noticed cooking wise, with no electricity, that's hard because you can't see. You can't just flip the light on to see if, you know, the food's done. You can't move around the room very easily. I noticed that if you're in a hurry getting ready or anything like that, you have to like think about, okay, I gotta take this candle with me to the other room, run upstairs, change a kid's diaper. It's like it's so much harder when you don't have electricity. And with the kids, I noticed that we were all in one room, so, and that's all the warmth and that's all the light. You can't just be like, go upstairs and play with your toys. It's more like, you're stuck in this one room for a week. That got really hard.
They were exhausting, but it was fun too because we didn't have TV. And so I think it brought us closer in many aspects that we got to sleep at a decent hour. We always stay up till midnight or later, and we were
stay up and watch too much TV.
So we were going to bed at 8:30 or 9 pretty much all week just because it was dark and there was nothing to do, and so we would just go to sleep. What about early in the week when it was as cold as it was? You expressed how frustrated you were with our decision to do that this week. What did you think about it?
I hate being cold. I am a very cold-blooded person. I'm always cold. I'm cold right now. And the heat's on again. So it's like, being cold is miserable to me. I could put like 5 layers of clothes on and still be cold. And so it's just, that was hard for me. I was just like, oh, let's turn the heat back on.
And I was with it too. I couldn't complain because it was my idea. So, but early in the week, like Monday and Tuesday, it was so cold, and I was just working on different things around the house, and just was physically exhausted from about Monday through Wednesday. Just so tired, just being cold and just hungry, and it just was really difficult to function during that time. And now that we've got things back on, what are you most excited about, or what's easier now that everything's back on?
Laundry for one. I did a couple loads of laundry. I did, 2 loads of laundry by hand and then through the little washer machine, which that was cold outside. First, as soon as the electricity went back on, I had the water, I did a load of laundry because that was painful. I'm a little more excited to cook. All week I've been kind of like, ugh, what is there to cook? Like, wasn't excited. Now I can get back to my normal schedule of recipes and stuff.
Because we had to simplify just everything. You think about doing anything and you're just like,
well, you
can't
had
do
to
that.
plan ahead.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted a chicken or something, you can't just throw it in the microwave to thaw it. You have to think of it way in advance, or some hamburger that's frozen solid. You don't have any warm water really. You warm it up on the stove, but.
And didn't you mention that today, that you were most excited to get the microwave back?
Yes, I use the microwave more than I had thought. Just to warm things up. Like if I had a cold drink, I'll throw it in the microwave, and well, I didn't have that. So I'm like, how do I do that? And I just don't know how to do it. So I just kind of have to improvise on that stuff. I think it's a good thing to do if you're in town even, and you have resources readily available to you, to take advantage of this time and prepare for what ifs. We got the heater, and we found out ways to have lights and to stay warm, to use the water. What do you think? Like,
well, food, when I'm looking up things to be prepared for, because we had food available throughout the week, but if we need to go an extended period of time, to have more things that didn't need to be refrigerated or kept cold. So
yeah, we definitely need to do a lot more
canning and saving non-perishable food items, and then just stashing away water for a rainy day in case that were to come, that we needed to access that stuff. Well, thanks a lot for watching our video, spending time with us throughout our week. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope you get some ideas of what you need to do. If you have any ideas for things we could have done better, let us know down in the comments. And anything that we've opened your eyes to, things you need to prepare, let us know that as well. We'd love to get some feedback on thoughts that we've provoked. So let us know down in the comments. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next video.